Alrighty, welcome back to a cave where a demon lord just killed a mighty dragon, the protector of the city, and I'm still a bit dumbstruck. What did just happen? I mean, there was this girl, she turned into a dragon, and immediately she was slaughtered. What? But it's super cool. Maybe we can get a character that in level high-end area can turn into a dragon? Is that something that I can expect in this game? I mean, that would be glorious. Containers. You will find a lot of objects that contain loot. Enemy corpses, boxes, barrels, and many other environment elements. To see what's inside a container, approach it and interact with it as with any other interactive object. Look, Holrun, put all the confiscated weapons in this chest. Take a look. Maybe your things survived the fall. Ah! Ay, what do we have? Cold iron greatsword? Primary hand, secondary hand. Oh, so we can have a greatsword and a secondary? Maybe we can equip the two-hander later on with a shield? That would be awesome. A longbow. Torches? Oh. Flail? Cloak of resistance. All saving throws. A longsword. Oh yeah, our goddess favors a longsword. We have to keep that in mind. I mean, the range of damage is ginormous, 1 to 8. It's like you're rolling a dice. I mean, that's a bit problematic. Short speed 1 to 6. Okay, collect all. You have acquired a new piece of equipment. Open the inventory by pressing I. Alrighty. So now we want to equip a cloak. Oh, nice. That's one thing that I was missing from King Arthur, is an equipment system where your ragdoll, your character, actually equips stuff. Okay. And now we're going to equip a longsword. And our secondary weapon will be a crossbow. And a third one. Oh, we also have a spear. Can we equip a spear? Oh, that's interesting. Let's go with a great sword. And yeah, let's equip a torch as well. Do we? That looks hideous. That looks better. Okay. Pterendal of scale. Oh, a dragon scale. We can use it. You restore life to a deceased party member. Oh. Interesting. A raised creature has a number of hit points equal to its current HD. Raised dead also removes the death stroke condition. Coming back from the dead is an ordeal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure many humans could agree that suffered near-death experience. The subject of the spell gains 2 permanent negative levels. Permanent. When it is raised, and just as if it had been hit by an energy-draining creature. Though it cannot gain a number of negative. I can't read this, I can't scroll. Okay. Negative. Seriously? I can't. I'm scrolling with the mouse, but nothing happens. By a number of negative effect? I mean, I can't read this. Okay. Done.
Godspeed.
Who's there?
The fine apparel of this young half-elven woman is torn and stained with blood, dust, and dirt. However, she holds herself with such dignity that you would be forgiven for thinking you were at a high society party, and not in the dank catacombs under the city. Her fingers grip a rapier hilt with confidence, ready to draw it at a moment's notice. At her feet lies a dead body, so mutilated that at first glance it's hard to tell if it's animal or human. Camellia.
Relax, friend. We're not demons or cultists. Don't poke my eye out with that thing, all right? We fell down here during the attack. I'm Sela, that's Anevia, and this is our new friend. We're looking for a way back to the surface.
Really?
I'm so ever glad to hear it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Camellia. I was also in the square when... I can scarcely believe it. How did all those demons get into the city? I thought, naively it now seems, that the Wardstone protected us from attack. And Terendelev, I can't wrap my head around it.
Self-control falters for a moment, and you glimpse that fear beneath her mask of perfect placidity. She licks her lips nervously. Not many could withstand a strike from a demon lord, not even Terendelev.
I can't argue with that. We're fortunate to be alive, albeit underground.
Daskari himself has come to Canabras. There's no mistaking that ugly mug. Terendelev tried to fight him, but what could she do against a near deity? Even the Wardstone was no help. Our city used to be protected by powerful forces, but now...
I just noticed something beautiful, something that most games do not have. We have a dialogue system where there are special names, and if you have no idea what the heck they're talking about, you can just hover the mouse over it and the game explains you what they're talking about. What? My goodness. This is extraordinary. Until the First Mendavian Crusade, Canabras. Okay, let's dive into this world. Canabras is a city of glory, but not one of spotless virtue. Until the First Mendavian Crusade, it was a small town perched atop a bluff overlooking the West Selen River. During the final dark days of Sarkoris, hysterical refugees splashed across the river and sought safety behind the walls of Canabras. At first, these refugees were allowed in unquestioningly. However, a Lilitu demon named Minacho entered Canabras magically disguised as a refugee. Once inside the town's walls, she revealed her true form and slaughtered dozens of citizens before vanishing in a cloud of greasy black smoke. That's an interesting topic about refugees and evil people trying to hide amongst them. I mean, there was an actual problem where Europe, at one point, where the refugee crisis with Syria, when they took in hundreds of thousands of refugees, especially Germany. They took more than 1 million, roughly, a bit more. And at one point, the people responsible for safety in these countries, they said, guys, if there are terrorists among these refugees, we're fucked. And the problems came, and then everyone wanted to know who came, where did they come, but at that point it was already too late. So Europe has had a lot of luck that amongst the refugees that came to Europe were only very few people with ill intent. And the fact that there were very, very, very few incidents means not that the security people here have done a splendid job. I come from Europe. No. It's just circumstance and luck. Since they already the moment they became aware of that potential problem, it was already too late. Okay. After the Red Morning Massacre, as it was called, Canabras refused entrance to any except those who could demonstrate direst need. Individuals who fell under suspicion were turned away or executed on the spot. What? Canabras became known as a safe but suspicious city. By the time of the Second Crusade... Okay, so apparently we talked about this crusade, so we do not have 5 simultaneous crusades. We will not have 5, but we will be the 5th crusade. Okay. The leaders of Canabras agreed to house one of the Wardstones to guard against the demonic hordes pouring from the World Wound. This act assured Canabras' role as a strategically vital city, key to the defense of Mendev. Okay, so this Wardstone is very important, so Why didn't the ward stone work? The ward stones are a chain of powerful artifacts keeping the world wound expansion at bay. The first and greatest in the chain was erected in the city of Kinablis by the hand of the inheritor himself, the golden-winged angel sent by the goddess Iomide. Interesting. We chose the goddess Iomide and she seems to be very important. Alright, you've heard her name several times already.
We've seen how powerless they truly are. Henceforth, we shall have no one but ourselves to rely on, I suppose.
Okay, let's get with the pressing question at first. What happened to this poor man? Who is he?
I don't know. He must have been in the square when disaster struck. I tried to revive him, but he was already dead, sadly.
He didn't get these wounds from the fall. Be on your guard. Whatever killed him likely hasn't gone far.
Hang on. I think I know him. His name's Aravashniel, the egghead from the library. He was a good lad, even if he was kind of stuck up. May his soul rest in peace.
Tell me more about yourself.
Who am I? Just an ordinary citizen who decided to take a stroll through the square on the day of the festival. But that's not what you wish to know, is it? You most likely wish to know whether I'll be a burden should you ask me to join your group. No need to worry about that. I can assure you that I am skilled with a rapier, and I also possess some knowledge of magic.
The girl gives an elegant shrug. She touches the polished snake skull amulet that hangs around her neck. Do you want to join us?
Certainly. Survivors should stick together. It's only sensible. Who knows what else could be prowling about in these caves?
I agreed. We need to keep on moving. There must be a way back to the surface somewhere around here.
That's right. It would be the height of foolishness to survive a demon attack only to perish under a pile of rubble.
Let's see if this poor bloke has anything useful on him. Not to sound like a heartless brigand or nothing, but we kinda need all the supplies we can get right now.
Seriously? You found on him 125 experience? Game, oh come on. You could at least given us 1 coin or something. I mean, that's a bit ridiculous. Using ability. Companion Camellia has the ability Cure Light Wounds. Click the Companion Camellia's portrait. Okay, click the icon with the spell. To heal her.
the voice of the spirits.
Lost hit points. Your hit points measure how hard you are to kill. Oh no, really? Well, that's magnificent. The most common way that your character gets hurt is losing hit points by taking damage. Some abilities and spells grant temporary hit points that disappear after a specific duration. Yeah, when a creature hit point drop to 0 or lower, it becomes unconscious. When a creature's hit points reach a negative total equal to its constitution. Well, so this is a bit more complicated. Not usually in a game when your hit points reach 0, you're dead. But no. In this game, okay, I need to read this again. When a creature's hit points drop to 0 or lower, it becomes unconscious or lower. Okay. When a creature's hit points reach a negative total equal to its constitution score, it dies. Okay, so in order for this dude, us, to die, we would have minus 15 constitution, so minus 15 HP. Okay. Oh, I love it. All of this blood, not that I love blood particularly, but just the details that the game, she was in an accident, she fell down, she's hurt, and the game gives you these details on her clothes. Most games wouldn't bother with that. They would just give you pristine armor, even though she just fell down and hurt herself. Very nice details. Okay, so
You can trust me.
Cure light wounds. Okay. Heal yourself. Masterwork dagger. Okay.
Let us press on.
In dark places, such as caves, it's hard to see anything. There are 2 main ways to light your path. The first is to cast a light spell on a character walking in front of the party. The second is to give one of the characters an ever-burning torch to carry. Do we have an ever-burning torch?
Let us not hesitate.
Smite evil, charge, no. No. Dismiss, cure, enlarge person. What? The spell calls instant growth of humanoid creature, doubling its height and multiplying its weight by 8. This increases and changes the creature's size category. Oh, there's a size category to the next larger one. The target gains +2 size bonus to strength, -2 size penalty to dexterity, to number of 1, and a -1. Dude, this game is so complex. I mean, this is the real D&D rules. If you ever played D&D with a real dungeon master in some cool cellar, or some other room, this is what D&D is about. It's quite complicated. There's a lot of rules, and you need to crunch numbers a lot. You need to be friends with the dice. On attack rolls and AC due to its increased size. Melee and ranged weapons used by this creature deal more damage. Interesting. Shift and right mouse button to expand. So this is how I can read that. Okay. A humanoid creature whose size increases to large has a space of 10 feet. A natural reach of 10 feet. Oh, the reach increases, so we can check creatures further with our weapons. That's very interesting. Does not change the target's speed. Enlarged person dispels reduced person. So persons can be reduced by enemies? Interesting. I mean, I've read a lot in Steam reviews that some people aren't happy with this game. They say it's only RNG and the battles are no fun. Well, guys, maybe you should actually read some stuff. I mean, just think about what we already experienced here and what we dived into, and obviously this game is very complex. And it's not just hit, dead. And it's a bit more complicated than that, so we're going to see how we like it. I mean, if I don't like the combat at all, Young Giant Centipede, oh dear, I can just get a mod, and then I can make sure that the battles are more fun. A giant centipede, not neutral vermin, 4 hit points, small, size small, okay. As we have a speed of 40 feet, oh again feet, guys, I don't measure in hamburgers, give me meters. Initiative 4, defense. Flat-footed, touch will, blah blah, mind affecting. Oh, immunities, compulsion, charmed effects. We can't charm a worm, centipede. Offense, 2 feet, bite 5. Does that mean 5 damage? That would be a heck load. We only have 13. Are you serious? Features and abilities. Oh no, 1 damage. Okay, that's more like it. What does that mean? I guess that's a sword symbol, that's an arrow symbol, and that's a mace symbol. What is 1d4 to 3? I have no idea what this means. Maybe 1 roll? But what about this 4-3? Combo? What? Okay. Let's just try this.
Do not fear! Do not waver!
When combat begins, the game is paused. The pause is convenient to give orders to your characters. To pause or unpause the game, press space. Okay. To order your characters to attack, select them and click left mouse button on an enemy. And to switch between turn-based and real-time modes. What? We can switch between turn-based and real-time? That's beautiful. Use turn-based mode or key. T. Your enemies are highlighted in red and your allies in green. What? You're seriously telling me that we can change between turn-based and real-time? That's what I want in every game. So if you have very difficult battles, very complex technical battles, you can just switch to turn-based. And otherwise, when you have small creatures where you don't want to bother with this turn-based bullshit because it takes time, you go to real-time. I mean, what? Oh, game, you're beautiful. Okay, your enemies are highlighted in red, yeah, that makes sense. And your allies in green. Interestingly enough, this red-green, there was a story about China recently building in the desert some mock-ups of American aircraft carriers. They want to see how they can damage them, so they build mock-ups of them. And usually in the Western world, color red is not good. That's the enemy color. But of course, China for them, red is a state color. So that's the exact opposite. So when the Chinese play war games, the colors of their friendlies, the colors of their troops, are red. Which is interestingly fitting, since every other country, except Russia, of meaning and size, believes that red is not good. Interesting. Okay. By the way, sometimes I joke about countries and wars, and most recently I have said a lot against Russia. But never forget that the biggest problems are usually arrogant and sometimes ignorant or evil politicians and soldiers. Most often or not, 95% or more of the population are more or less innocent. It's a bit difficult, since there are some people who decide to vote for a person that then turns out as maniac. I mean, Putin, for example, he had a lot of support and people regularly voted for him. I mean, that's one thing that I never doubted. Some people have reported that Russia, they are torturing, poisoning, killing dissidents, journalists, all of that. So Russia is effectively a terror state. But some argued that even the elections are fake, but that is not what I believe. I don't think that Putin has to fake elections. He made sure that there is nearly no one left to challenge him, so people have little choice. The most choices they have are puppets. And besides that, a lot of Russians actually like Putin, or at least liked before he destroyed the economy and the reputation of their people, all for the heck of it. So that is one thing to keep in mind, that there are a lot of supporters for him in that country. Something that many are forgetting. I believe Russians when they say I like Putin. I believe it's mad, I believe they're stupid, but I believe them. Putin is not making them vote for him. No, they are voting for him out of what they believe to be good. And from a purely Russian perspective, it's hard to argue with what he does is good for my people. Before the Ukraine war. After the Ukraine war, everything is turned to shit, and his economy is going downhill and everything is going darker. But before the Ukraine war, he was always interested in the benefit of the Russian people at the cost of other people. And that is why Russians vote for him. Russians don't give a shit about Europe or other countries. Russians want Russia to be successful and good. That is not what the Western world wants. The Western world is always very interested in making sure that other countries can benefit from them. That's also a reason why they spend, could almost say throw, billions of euros or dollars into countries that will waste them. It's not about necessarily helping other nations, sometimes it's just about making yourself feel good. After hundreds of years of colonization and, well, quite frankly, butchering other nations, Europe has this constant need to feel good, so they throw around with money in the hopes of that will make them feel good. I mean, just think about Africa. There, Europe has spent dozens of billions of euros into Africa, and all it did was that some warlords or some corrupt politicians built mighty palaces, because the money will never go to the people that need it. Even though that's not necessarily a problem of Europe. I mean, everybody tells Europe, do not interfere with a sovereign nation. And 5 years later, after Europe gave the sovereign nation 20 billion euros, and 0% of that got to the common people, everybody says, why did you let that happen? Are you serious? First, you don't want me to interfere, and then we even spend many billions of dollars or euros to help these people, and then corrupt politicians take it all away, and then you tell us that this is our fault? Eh? I thought you didn't want us to interfere in that sovereign country. I mean, that's a bit of the... That's the pickle. That's not a problem that is easy to solve. Okay. Yeah, I kind of lost string here. A stippled line connects a character to the current target. Ah, that's that. A timer over a character's head counts down the time until the next round. Oh, there's a timer for rounds? It's not a round-based system where you press on a button? And depicts the character's current scheduled action. Okay. Pause. Ah, so... Oh, turn-based. Ooh, hello there! The order of turns... Wait, what? The order of turns is determined by the initiative check. Yeah, but okay. I don't want this. I want real time. Nice! Real time. This is cool. Okay.
Into the fray!
I'll cut you wide open.
Then you... How do I... Ah! Yeah, we have enough melee fighters. Please take the crossbow and smash.
Do not hold back.
Okay. Wait, why is he not shooting? Smite evil. Oh, do we even need to? You know what? Get your weapons and destroy them.
Strike as one. Contemplate on your
Interesting.
mistakes.
Okay. I expected nothing and I'm difficult class. Can we use this as often as we want? It's missing a spin. Interest. After the battle, you can just. I'm just. Oh no, it's not. That's not the right one. Here, cure light wounds. Can we use that as often as we want? Can we use that after every battle? Is this spell limited in any way? Difficulty class. Whenever a creature attempts to perform an action whose success is not guaranteed, they must make some sort of check. Usually a skill check, or usually not always. To succeed, the result of the check must meet or exceed the difficulty class, DC. A specific number appointed to the action. Higher DC means a harder check. This game explains you everything if you care to listen. Okay. Spirit weapon enchantment. Oh, okay. So can I just heal her? Oh no, it is limited. Oh, I'm a noob. You see that 0? That's the number. Oh, I'm a big noob. Okay, so we just lost our healing ability. Oh, that's bad. Oh dear, that wasn't very clever. Bottle of oil. Item of interest to a craftsman or collector. Merchant would pay well for it. Gold coin? The universal currency of Golarion? Padded armor.
We march ahead.
Oh, a giant fly. What do we have? 15 hit points. Expand. What kind of damage? 2 to 7. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Disease. That's also very problematic.
The light! We are the light! They are the darkness!
These magics should be used in other ways. Our path leads on.
Oh dear, the way splits. So that's... Wait, what is that? There's something on the map. Or is that a character? Anavia? Okay. That means the end of our episode. Okie dokie.